Alright, so we have this guy rigged up. We got the animation idle 1 set, or at least his first state to be set. So now we want him to do something. What do we want him to do? Well, I know his head I want to come down just a little bit. So I'm actually going to rotate that down. And I'm going to go ahead and do one more pixel. That is probably going to be a little too much. So right here we have color showing through, which means that's going to more than likely move too much for what I want. There we go. So we can see that that's real thick, and you can see it back here. So that should be fine. Roots front. What do I want to do with this? I'm actually going to move this up and over. And then roots rear, I'm going to move this up and over this way. Stem leaves, I'm actually going to lock this right here. I'm going to rotate back just a little bit. There we go. So this one's done. Let me go ahead and duplicate this. And so now the idea behind idle 3. The reason why I create it from idle 1 instead of idle 2, because I want to keep as much sharpness. The problem with the player is that because of the way I did that one, we actually kept getting blurriness the more and more we moved it. So I'm actually trying to prevent that this time around. So we moved it down 1, I'm going to move it down 2, and this will be down 1 and 2. Too much, I think. There we go. Okay. And so we have roots rear. We move this up 1, and we move it over 1. Moved it up 1, over 1. And so roots front, we moved it up 1, over 1. Up 1, over 1. And now we have the stem leaves. We're going to move this just a little bit more. Thinking right there should be good. Beautiful. Okay. So we'll now take idle 1, and this will be idle 4. Idle 04. And now we need to try and match these to go past those a little bit more. I'm actually going to lower the opacity just a little. Nah, I don't want to do that. So I'm going to click on the head. Move this down. I'm going to move this down here. There we go. Roots front, so this was 1, 1, 1. Roots rear, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then we have stem leaves. So I'll lock that right there. That looks good. Alright, so now we need idle 3, which will be 5. Idle 05. Then we need idle 2, which will be 6. Idle 06. And then this one will be idle 07. Idle 07. So let's go ahead and start saving these. Chomp B idle 01. Two. 3. 4. 5. 6. And 7. There we go. Come in here, we'll set these to 2D and UI. We'll hit apply. And for my animation window, I'm going to set this over to idle. Then I'm going to take all of these right here. I'm just going to drag them up here. And I want the idle to last 1 second. So now I'm going to hit play on the animation window. There we go. That doesn't look too bad. So one of the things I did, this is set to 50, which means all of these need to be set to 50. So let's hit apply. And now when we hit play, this is what we see inside the window. So that actually looks pretty good. He's moving around. He definitely has noticeable motion. It's nothing that's like all over the place, so I'm actually happy with that. I would say I think I could have done a better job on the roots. Maybe on the back stem leaves a little bit. His head, it's close to where it needs to be. But overall, I'm happy with it. And we don't have that much blurriness with it like we did the player. So that should work. And we have damage. We have death. We have death idle. So the only one I need now is attack. And this is one thing you gotta be careful with the shading. You can see how much this has changed from the damage. So if we play the damage, this is what they're gonna see. So we actually probably need to go ahead and create a damage animation as well. I'm not worried about death animation because that already looks real plain and unique. Like, it's obvious the guy is dead. So let's go ahead and do a damage animation real quick. I'm actually going to duplicate idle 7, and this will be called damage. And so for damage is what I want to do is the head. I'm actually going to lock down here. I'm going to, oh wait a minute, not yet. Let me go ahead and duplicate this. So this will be called damage 01. Then I'm going to have the head right here. I'm going to use this black line or this black thing as my reference. This is actually going to move fairly much. The reason why I'm doing it that way is I know I don't like doing it that way, and that's what I've said before. But the reason why I'm making it move that much is because I want to give emphasis on he just got hit real hard. So now I'll go to black. I'm actually going to kind of cover this up. And I'm going to make it where this is straight. Go to my dark purple, kind of fill this in a little bit. I actually need to go to the stem leaves right here. So I'm actually going to rotate this. I'm actually going to rotate this up. And then for the roots rear, I'm going to rotate that. And then the roots front, I'm going to rotate that and move this over. Good. So I'm actually going to duplicate this one. I know I said about the losing the detail, but I'd rather have smooth animation over losing detail. So that's one of the things I'm going to have to kind of fight with on this. So for the outline, I'm going to do this, and then for the eyes, I'm actually going to do this. Let me go for my tools and paint this in. I can do better than that. Come into purple. So then this right here will actually curve downwards. until you get white. Alright, you come in here, paint that in, get a purple, the dark purple. Alright, and I actually want to transform his head one more time. Not right there though, I need to rotate it right here. Roots front. Move that. Roots rear. So it'll actually look like he's taking a substantial amount of damage. And that should be good. So this will be damage 02. Damage 03. This will be damage 04. And this one will be damage 05. Get up there. Alright, so then he comes back in here, and then he's back to normal. Alright, so let's go ahead and save this. Chompy damage 01. Okay. Chompy damage 02. Chompy damage 03. Chompy damage 04. And lastly, Chompy damage 05. We'll come back into Unity. We'll select these 5 frames, 2D, apply, come in here to damage, and that's 1 through 5. So let's go and just go. I'm going to select these 5. I'm actually going to put it in place of where we already have the damage one. I'm going to set to 5/10 of a second. You'll still be able to see that pretty easily. So I'm going to play this animation. Let's just see how it looks. Okay, so I think it's what's going on is that is not happening quick enough. Three. Let's see, where's Chompy damage? We had an original one here somewhere. Chompy death. Death. Take damage. That's where it is. So I'm actually going to bring this one up in here. I just want to see how this looks in here. Okay, so I'm actually going to move these frames a little bit tighter. Move this to 0.35. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm just moving these frames right here. Like so. This is the one I just brought in. This is the original damage. So let's see what happens when I play it. I think if we have it set to 0.35, that should be good. So it needs to be 10, 2, 3, and 4. So 0.4. Yeah, see, that just doesn't feel like it has enough emphasis on the impact. Okay, that looks good. So what I want to do is I actually want to scale this out now. So the initial damage will play fast, but after that, he'll go, scale this in a little bit. How about 0.35? Okay. So I think that right there will work. And then we have the death, which we know plays death idle. That just stays the same. And chompy idle, which the idle I think came out really good. So I'm happy with all of those. That's going to be it for this tutorial. So I'll see y'all next time.